Tesla's stock is selling off about 3% today following the reinstatement of Elon's 2018 compensation package. I'm here to break this down. What's going on? What is your biggest news today? And ultimately, what do you need to know as a Tesla stock investor? First and foremost, let's start with some breaking news that came out about 1 hour ago. I think this is huge news, but there is a cloud over Tesla stock today, and we'll talk about it. First up, Shanghai is allowing 10 Tesla vehicles to carry out tests of the company's most advanced autonomous driving software, FSD, to pave a way for its rollout in China, according to a local government-backed The Shanghai Observer said on Friday. This is great news. I mean, this is fantastic news. A huge positive for Tesla. China will ultimately be a massive market for full self-driving and ultimately robotaxis. On any normal day, I do think this would have been a huge positive for Tesla stock. But what's happening today is a typical buy the rumor, sell the news event. Tesla stock being down about 2.5% at the time of recording this video is more algorithmic than anything. Like, let's just ask ourselves, is Elon staying at Tesla good or bad news? It's clearly good news. And we had a lot of good news with the shareholder meeting last night. So there's no way, shape, or form I can sit here and tell you that things have gotten worse for Tesla, and that justifies Tesla being down 2.5% today. But I will say things are looking shaky in the overall markets, to state the obvious. The Russell 2000 is down about 2% today alone. The NASDAQ is down about 0.25%, S&P down 0.3%, the Dow is down about 0.3%, but take a look at the VIX, up 8% today. You are seeing investors going out and buying a lot more puts on the S&P 500 than calls. We did get some data today, which was not good, and that's ultimately making markets start to ask the question, are we going into a recession? Are we going into an economic slowdown? Is the Fed going to be too late cutting rates to save us? And if you take a look at this chart and post from DRW, they say Powell has no room to get hawkish. The unemployment rate is 0.6 off the cycle low in the last 4 cycles, omitting the pandemic stuff. When the rate was up 0.6, momentum took over and the rate rose from that point on with a fury. So basically, you've went from 3.4% unemployment to 4%. After that kind of rise, you can really see momentum start to pick up to the upside, and momentum for the unemployment rate picking up is clearly not good. You see this in 2007. You went from the bottom to kind of the turning point, up 0.6%, and then things got much worse following that. Same thing with 2001. You went up. This was 0.7% from the low to really the breaking point, and things got much worse. Same was true with 1990. And I think a lot of the sell-off that you have seen in the Russell 2000 over the past couple of days really comes down to economic concerns. This morning, we got Michigan consumer sentiment that came out for the month of June. The headline number was expected at 72. You came in at 65.6. That was a bad number. Consumer sentiment is plummeting. 5-year inflation expectations went higher at the same time. Not great. You were expecting 3%. Last month you were at 3%, and now you're at 3.1%. Michigan consumer expectations came in at 67.2. The estimate was around 72, so that was a big miss. And then Michigan current conditions came in at 62.5. The expectation was around 71. That's really bad. Like really, really bad. I mean, if you take a look at the last 12 months here for Michigan current economic conditions, like you are by far at the lowest point you have been at in the last 12 months. The other lowest point was November of 2023, and maybe you could make an argument, you know, stocks falling during that period of time caused some of that worry in the economy, but like you're 6 points lower than November of 2023. If you take a look at the last 5 years, the only point that you were lower was mid 2022, end of 2022, when the odds of a recession, according to Bloomberg, were sitting at 100. I mean, you're much lower than your pandemic lows, which were about 74.3. I mean, you are sharply falling with consumer confidence, consumer, expectations and current conditions overall. So I think this data today is having a large effect on anything that is deemed economically sensitive, which is Tesla. And then add on to that buy the rumor, sell the news mindset, and you get Tesla down 2.5%. Yes, China letting 10 Teslas test out FSD is great news today, and I don't think that should be lost just because Tesla's down 2.5%. Or all of the other good news that we have seen in recent days, like Elon Musk's compensation package being reapproved just last night. Like, all of those things are still positive, but the markets are fearful today. Now let's get into all of your other Tesla stock news, what Tesla options look like today, and overall sentiment for Tesla. Tesla revealed this morning that Elon Musk's pay package was approved by 72% of shareholders, nearly the same as 2018, when 73% of shareholders voted for Elon's comp package. The Texas reincorporation was approved by 63%. Vanguard, Tesla's largest shareholder excluding Elon, said they voted in favor of Elon Musk's pay package, citing the company's performance. Vanguard said it voted against the pay package in 2018. They currently own $39 billion worth of Tesla stock. Sawyer Merritt wrote this post on X that I would like to share with you. He says, with Elon's compensation plan revoted and reincorporation to Texas both passing, one thing is clear: the loud voices against Elon and Tesla represented a small minority. Both critics and the mainstream media tried to create the impression that support had eroded, but in reality, support for Elon and Tesla was overwhelming. It was a landslide victory. Now, let us refocus on what's really important: Tesla's mission, FSD progress, Optimus, Tesla's energy expansion, and the robotaxi event. Morgan Stanley's Adam Jonas said this about Elon Musk's compensation package vote passing. He said, quote, "We look ahead to the full measure of having Elon Musk's fuller attention and energy behind the company's strategy as it undertakes the biggest metamorphosis in its history." Meaning, as Tesla focuses on AI, robotics, cheaper vehicles, so on and so forth. As Elon Musk said just last night, we're not just starting a new chapter, we're starting a new book. And it's gonna be a good book. As Elon said, the best book. Elon Musk also said this yesterday in regards to the robotaxis. He said, "It's simply a matter of time. Admittedly, I'm a little optimistic sometimes. I don't have a complete lack of self-awareness," and he was joking when he said that. "But if I wasn't optimistic, this wouldn't exist. This factory wouldn't exist." And Sawyer Merritt points out exactly what I was talking about in the last video that came out late last night, that Elon overall was pretty happy yesterday. It didn't look like Elon is stressed out over Tesla. Things are going poorly. You really got an optimistic, happy Elon Musk, and that's anecdotally a good sign heading into Tesla's next earnings and Q2 delivery numbers on July 2nd. And Tesla has hit a weekly Cybertruck production record of 1,300 Cybertrucks. Elon also said that last week he approved the plans for volume production of the Tesla Semi. Elon Musk also confirmed that they are tracking for a 200 to 300% year-over-year growth for energy storage deployment in 2024, which is just outright impressive. Elon Musk also gave a prediction that at Tesla, they will have maybe 1,000 robots, Optimus bots, maybe a few thousand Optimus bots, working at Tesla factories by next year. Elon Musk also said, I think Optimus is a $25 trillion market cap situation. It's an immense amount of work to get there, but we're moving very fast down that road. And Elon Musk did confirm Tesla will allow free FSD transfers for one more quarter. Elon Musk did also confirm that Tesla will end the Cybertruck Foundation series production soon, and regular non-Foundation Cybertruck production will start next quarter. This means a Cybertruck will start at $72,500, including the federal EV credit, down from $99,990 currently. Adam Jonas says we were taken by surprise by the shareholder approval to reincorporate the company in Texas. There are few precedents we can find of public companies moving their state of incorporation from Delaware to Texas. Tesla board chair Robin Denholm released a new letter to shareholders this morning. She says, quote, as for what happens next, we have filed the paperwork necessary to reincorporate the company in Texas. We are now proud to call Texas not only our business home, but also our legal home. With regard to the 2018 Performance Award, we believe the ratification of the award and its decisive approval by our stockholders confirms our commitment to the deal we, our stockholders and Elon, made in 2018. We intend to put it back in front of the court in Delaware to ensure that your voices as owners of our company are heard. So yes, it will have to pass again in the court system, but there is absolutely no reason this deal would get shot down a second time. So at this point, you can basically consider this a done deal. Gary Black writes on X at yesterday's Tesla AGM, Elon Musk put a hypothetical $30 trillion market cap estimate on Tesla. Here's the math. Optimus, market demand for robots $1 billion per year. Tesla captures 10% market share, price at $20,000 per robot, cost $10,000 per robot to make, $1 trillion in profits. With a 20 to 25 times multiple, gives you a $20 to $25 trillion value. With autonomous vehicles, 100 million vehicle market at 10% market share equals 10 million vehicles a year, $50,000 price, $30,000 cost, $200 billion in profit a year times a 25 PE equals a $5 trillion value. With a total value of Tesla, $10 trillion, 10x the most valuable company today. Gary Black says, who am I to say it can't happen? Elon did it with EVs when skeptics said he couldn't. Which a lot of you guys, if you know Gary Black's stance on Tesla, are going to find it pretty incredible that he's acknowledging even the possibility that Tesla could be a $30 trillion company at some point down the line. Tesla Chan reports, according to additional news, if approved, driverless taxis connecting Nanyu Newtown and Pudong Airport may be available immediately. Tesla will gradually increase its fleet from small to large as usual. And Tesla Chan is also reporting that Tesla Korea is starting its FSD transfer today, as Elon said. The period is until June 28th. Tesla is recalling 5,836 of imported electric vehicles in China to fix a problem with a software update. Option activity today is quite bullish. You have 20 orders totaling $6.48 million with a positive order value of 88%. Total call volume expiring today is 67.63% calls, 32.37% puts. If you take a look at next week, the open interest, 65.26% calls, 34.74% puts. Volume today, 68.5% calls, 31.5% puts. So people are pretty optimistic on Tesla given all of the recent news that we have seen. The short position in Tesla is still sitting near multi-year highs at 3.65% short interest of free float, $18.45 billion currently sold short in Tesla. That equates to about 101.09 million shares that are currently sold short. Over on StockTwit's, sentiment today for Tesla is extremely bearish at 10. There's definitely a lot of fear out there. The bears think they have it all figured out, when in all reality, we've gotten a lot of good news. This is, again, more of an algorithmic kind of selling and really risk off as far as the economy is concerned. Message volume today is extremely high at 80. Yesterday, it was extremely high at 85, so still a lot of message volume here. The participation ratio today is normal at 54, which is a little bit lower than where we have been recently. Google Trends data for the Tesla lineup still very strong across the board, the highest levels that you have been at in many years. You can see the Model 3 is continuing to rise from 21 back towards the end of May up to 25 now. The Model Y is continuing to fall ever since the low interest rate is no longer being offered. I'm sure that had a very positive impact to short-term demand, and now the interest is starting to fall a little bit, but still sitting at a very healthy 29. The Cybertruck has also fallen recently from 85 down to 71, but still the Cybertruck is by far the most searched about Tesla product in the last 12 months, and inevitably that will lead to a halo effect. The question is not if, but more so when. Search trend activity for full self-driving is taking another move higher from 22 up to 24, and a lot of this is probably due to the shareholder meeting and Elon confirming there will be one more quarter for FSD transfers, and this could help also boost demand at the same time. Tesla looks like they're at that sweet spot as far as advertising, still running about 4,000 different ads with Google. CNN's Fear and Greed Index is at 38 today, which is pretty much in the middle of fear, neutral, and extreme fear. Yesterday, you were at 43, so definitely more fearful than yesterday. The average stock as well continues to get crushed. The percent of stocks above their 50-day moving average is down to 36.67%. So almost a third of stocks, or only a third of stocks, are trading above their 50-day moving average. What this is telling you is, though, even indexes trading near all-time highs still, the average stock is not doing well. If we take a look at where the 50-day moving average is on, let's say, the S&P 500, for an example. Go ahead and plot these lines on the chart. The 50-day moving average is down here at about 520 for the S&P, or for the SPY itself. Just to get down to that 50-day moving average, where 65% of other stocks are trading at or below, that would be a 4% drop from here. So what this is really telling you is the markets are getting narrower and narrower. It's big tech that is leading stocks higher. In fact, today, 5.5% of all stocks out there on our markets are falling under their 50-day moving average today alone. Global inventory numbers are spiking for the Model 3, the Model S, and the Model X, sitting right at about 4,200 for all of these products. The Model X is a little bit higher at about 4,700. The Model Y has been high for a while, starting to actually move lower down to about 5,400. If we take a look at the charts for Tesla, we are holding support at least right now at that 100-day moving average. I expect that will probably continue unless you get more selling or more downside in our markets. Then clearly you could break under that. At the low of today, you did hit that 20-day moving average, bounced off of that, retook that 100-day moving average. So things look good from that perspective. And even just consider the percent of stocks above their 50-day moving average is 36%. So 36% of stocks are above their 50-day moving average, which is not a majority. Look at Tesla. Tesla's well above its 50-day moving average, which is down here, well, not well above anymore, at $172 per share. So Tesla is in the minority of stocks that is still trading above its 50-day moving average, which does show a relative outperformance as of the last couple of weeks. Tesla's RSI is currently at 52.5, so pretty much neutral. The MACD has just went positive as well. The MACD line, this yellow line, is back above the blue line. MACD line at 0.85, signal line at 0.77. Short term, that can be a positive indicator, and hopefully we continue to move in the upwards direction. With that said, that will conclude this video. That is everything you need to know on our markets and Tesla stock today. Stay tuned to the channel for the next video. You do not want to miss it. That will come out at 8 p.m. sharp tonight Eastern Standard Time. You guys have a fantastic rest of your day. If you guys want to come trade with us live in real time, check out that link down below in the description of this video. I did indeed put a hedge on my portfolio for about the next 45 days, given a lot of the weakness that we are starting to see in markets. I think things could get worse from here before they get better. So if you guys want to see that trade, check it out. Link down below in the description of this video. It also helps support the channel and obviously make these videos possible each and every single day. You guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.